Welcome to the Today's Leader podcast. Building tomorrow's best leaders, today.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, John, let's finish. Coach Cole.
Great job, guys.
Hey there, it's Coach Cole here, and welcome to Monday Mentoring on the Today's Leader podcast, Building Tomorrow's Best Leaders Today. Now, one of the bigger conundrums that many leaders face, especially emerging leaders in organizations, is how to increase their exposure. Now, often they're in a mentoring relationship, and often the mentor is saying, we need to increase your exposure. Now, exposure in many ways is similar to feedback. We all love it when it's positive. And it has to be said that exposure is incredibly important for any sort of aspiring or emerging leader. To be known within the organization outside of the department or the area of your expertise in your leadership. It's important. Now, the reality is that we cannot gauge exactly how we will be perceived by others. And if we approach the quest for exposure simply as a quest for exposure, it will often backfire. Now, if we approach these interactions with simply the intention to get known outside of your area, you will often create an unsatisfactory perception because we're doing it for the wrong reasons. We're doing it to be noticed as opposed to becoming known as a leader or an emerging leader or an aspiring leader. So here's some tips that may help you in your quest to find exposure or to build some exposure or to build your personal brand within the organization. First, clearly understand the culture and the values of the organization in which you're in. Stay curious. Now, often it's really the best way is to ask a question. So instead of thinking about offering an opinion or a belief or a thought, ask yourself, is there a better way that I can create a conversation by asking a question? So stay curious. Understand what the preferred leadership style is within the organization. Be engaged in interactions without being overbearing. So if you're in a meeting, contribute. Don't just sit there silently. Contribute, but don't be that dominating contributor, because at the end of the day, most of us hate those people. Remember names. Now, this is a real connection killer if you don't remember names. Remember names. It's a very simple way, it's not simple, but it's a very effective way to increase connection when you can remember people's names. And I know organizations are large and we meet multiple people every day. So find a way to remember names and keep names forefront as you continue to connect. And the final tip is just be focused on the delivery of value. So no matter what the interaction is, make sure that people walk away and understand that you've contributed some value, whether you've added some value, whether you created some energy within the conversation, whether you remember the person's name and connected with them. Be focused on value delivery. Now, exposure is good, especially when you can connect with leaders throughout the organization. It can actively increase your opportunities for advancement. If leaders outside of your direct area and outside of your direct report can see the potential that you bring. It's not about brown-nosing. It's not about crawling. It's really about understanding the culture and the leadership presence or preference within the organization. Be curious, engage, and connect. And they are the simple tips to help you increase your exposure within the organization. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Monday Mentoring. My name's Coach Cole. I shall see you all again next week. Bye for now.